Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. Bienvenidos a cabo. Anu. My name is Anu, and on this segment we're going to be talking about why I was afraid to give birth alone. Let's begin.
Bienvenidos a nuestro canal. Yo soy Pablo.
Overcame Anu.
And we are Familia Pablanu.
For my fourth pregnancy and birth, we decided not to have a midwife or any doctor there. I did my own prenatals, but I was so very afraid to give birth alone, and because I had a lot of fears. Now, let me talk about the pregnancy fears I had. The first fear was that if you're not going to do an ultrasound, how would you know that the baby is okay? How would you know if you have placenta previa, for example? How did I overcome that fear? Well, I'm very in tune with my body. I can feel where things are and things that are going on inside of me. So I was able to feel where the placenta is. I have another video telling you how weird my body is like that. I felt where the placenta is. When the time came, I used a Doppler. I was able to feel the placenta at that spot. And I already did a test with the third pregnancy. I was able to guess where the placenta was. And when I did an ultrasound, I was right on. So I was like, okay, that's what I was feeling. So I felt the same thing in the fourth pregnancy. You know, I went with that hunch and I did a Doppler. I had a hand Doppler. I did it by myself. And yeah, so I went with that. And also I had peace of mind knowing that as long as I feel this baby, I've always been able to feel the baby after like 4 weeks. As soon as I conceive, I can feel the baby, the tiny little fetus. I can feel, and if I can feel that baby moving around, I know that baby is okay. There's not much that I can do for that baby. If the baby is going to be viable, then yeah, it's going to be viable. But if not, then there's nothing I can do. There's nothing that doctors can do for me. So that gives me a peace of mind. All I know is that I just need to eat the best healthy food for that baby to keep being viable and being growing very well, and for me to be active and exercise and be in good spirit and good vibe. Yeah, and so that's how I overcome that fear. Another fear is because we switched the food that we eat about 6 months before being conceiving baby number 4. So my fear was that everything I was reading online saying, oh my gosh, if you're doing plant-based food, it means, oh my gosh, if you're not eating enough protein, your baby is going to come out premature. A baby is going to be very small. It's going to have all these issues. Oh my gosh, all this fear. And also, if you're not doing dairy, how would you get enough calcium? How would you do this? If you're not there's so many information out there. So I was really, really afraid. But then we took it one day at a time. I studied up on what the information's out there about where to get the calcium. You can see another video I did about supplement, how much supplement, because I didn't take any supplement. I went with what I was feeling with my body, and I realized I didn't need supplement. I was feeling very good. I eat my legumes, and I eat all the fresh fruits and vegetables, on the nuts, and the whole grains, and that's what I ate. And I saw my baby was growing very well. I was feeling very well too. I didn't have any aches and pains, no joint no swelling whatsoever. So that's how I knew that I'm on the right track. You know, I was doing very well. You know. Anyways, so when it came to birthing fears, I had quite a lot of fears because it was just gonna be just me and my husband there, no midwife, no medical team. I was afraid that because with my previous birth, I've always had to have my the amnio sac been. I always have to have artificial rupture of membrane, and I was wondering, who's gonna do that for me if there was not gonna be any midwife or any doctor? What am I going to do about that, you know? But then I went back to the fact that I am doing what I know, and I'm eating the right foods or the best foods out there for this baby, and I know this baby is going to come out very well. We are doing whole plant-based foods with no any kind of processed foods. And when I already see the result and what it does, as time goes on, I became more confident that I know things are gonna work out very naturally the way it's supposed to work out. I mean, come on, look at any other animals or other mammals in nature. They don't need some medical team rupturing the membrane for the bag of water to break. Anyways, so if we fast forward to when they was being born, what happened? Actually, the bag of waters actually broke on its own. My membrane broke right before I started pushing, or right when I was pushing. And actually, we're gonna upload the videos and the footage, and it was like, oh my gosh, my water just broke. It was amazing because it has never happened to me before. They actually have to break my water at the hospital. And I was, even when the midwife came for the third pregnancy, I said, I wasn't gonna push until you break that bag of water, because I was very swollen already. I was 40 pounds heavy, and my blood pressure wasn't doing well. And I just, the birthing was very difficult for me. But compared to the fourth one, it broke by itself. I was on my knees and it broke, and in like 30 minutes, it all happened. The baby was born. It was very amazing. So another fear I had was, what if the placenta was taking too long to come out? I've always had that. At the hospital, they usually give me a Pitocin shot, and then they say push after 5 minutes, and then the placenta comes out. But here, when I did a home birth for the third baby, they didn't give me any Pitocin, but after 5 minutes, they said, okay, now you can push. I'm like, really? I can push? Okay, I did that. But now with my fourth, I was by myself. I realized I don't know how to birth the placenta. They told me about the sign the midwife did the last time. Just watch for tainting of blood, a little bit of blood when it comes out after you give birth, or when there's a little traction you can pull on that cord. It means it's detached, and you can push. I felt the pain. It detached. I felt that. And it was sitting there. I felt heavy, felt like I needed to poop again, but I was afraid to push, because then I've already read, like, if you push and you yank, what if you get half of a placenta and it doesn't come out fully? So I had a fear to deal with too. So I didn't push for a while until I was like, wait, okay, this is taking too long. I gotta push this thing out. So I did push, it came out, but I didn't know how to birth the placenta, but now I can say with a hand on my chest, that I can definitely birth a placenta now. Now I know how to do it. I have the knowledge now. If you don't do it by yourself, you'll never know. I suppose if someone is there to tell you, okay, it's time, okay, do this, okay, do that, you'll never actually know how to do it on your own until you do it. And another fear that I had was like, what if I was bleeding too much? What if I'm gonna need to be transferred? Who's gonna take care of my baby? What's gonna happen to me? Well, because I've read a lot of things like that. That's one of the reasons why they transfer. They bleed too much, and they had to transfer them. So I was like, okay, I dug into the research. Why would anyone bleed too much? I've seen all those mammals in the nature. There's no bleeding too much for them. They give birth, and it just happened, and they're fine. So why would anyone be bleeding too much? And it shows like it is what they're not eating in their food that's making their blood thin enough that they bleed. So I dug into it, and I was like, okay, so you eat food that's rich in vitamin K. So I eat all my greens, all the vegetable, fresh fruits, and the grain, all of the plant-based foods that I can find. I was eating it. I was munching on everything. And I ate a lot. Towards the third trimester, I ate a lot, and I only gained 20 pounds. There's another video about that. Oh, I did not gain weight. I didn't need to gain only 20 pounds. Anyways, no swelling whatsoever either. So I ate all the plant-based food, and what happened? The result was that I didn't bleed. It was just perfect. It was amazing. Even the placenta looked very beautiful. It didn't have any calcifications on it. I usually would have taken supplements because of heartburn. And when the baby was born, the placenta looked very calcified in very different forms, different places on them. But this was so perfectly neat and round and beautiful. I didn't have any, and bleeding was so fast. The healing also. I didn't have any engorgement in the vaginal area. It healed really, really super fast. And the same thing goes for our kids when they bruise themselves, they hurt themselves, or accidentally nick or cut your finger. We don't bleed that fast, too long. We clot really super fast, and if you look at it 1 hour, it's already healing. It's like a miracle living in our body. Our body is a healing machine because of the food that we eat. Another fear that I had was, what if the baby needs to be given vitamin K injection? I was going to give him the injection because all of the babies had to have vitamin K injection. I was looking into it. Why is it natural? Why would my baby needs a vitamin K injection? And it turns out that vitamin K, when we're eating plant-based foods, whole foods, it grows the right bacteria for the vitamin K, for the bacteria that produce vitamin K. And when you have it as a mother, it gets passed on, even on day one, to the baby through the breast milk, drinking the breast milk. The baby have it, and they have developed a very good gut bacteria from early on because of the food that the mama's eating. It passes to the baby, and the baby start producing their own vitamin K. It's amazing, and by the 7th day, it reached the highest level of the vitamin K in their bodies. But we were still fearful. So we bought a vial in his hands. We didn't end up using it. We just saw that baby was fine. We don't need a vitamin K. Anyways, that was that. Another fear was that, what if I had mastitis again? Because in the previous 3 births, I was already dreading it happened each time. I would have engorged breast, and the colostrum doesn't want to come out, and the baby will try to suck it out, and it becomes very painful. The nipple sore, and I had to end up using breast pumps, and breast pump just destroy the nipples, and it's really painful on the boobs. Anyways. So I was already dreading that. I don't want that to happen. How can I avoid that? And sure enough, because of the food that we eat, I was amazed to find out that the colostrum wasn't too thick. That didn't come out. I didn't have mastitis. It came out so perfectly well. And when the time came for it could change to the milk, it came out perfectly well too. The baby latched in. Baby absorbed everything. And how did I know that the baby absorbed everything? The baby pooped, and it looked as if I was already feeding the baby purees, like the baby was already eating solid food, like purees. I was amazed because previously the baby will have chunks in their poop, and I read into it, and it said like it's undigested fats. That's why you have those chunks in their poop. But we didn't have it on the 4th one. It's amazing. It was amazing. And also, the baby, it was the only one that didn't have any breast buds. We take away the dairy product and the meats and the meat product. And the thing is, if you are not eating that dairy product and the cholesterol that comes from the meats and dairy product, you will not have the thick colostrum that takes life for it to come out. That won't come out. It would come out very naturally. What did we eat? We eat all for the fats. We have lots of avocados, lots of nuts. I ate avocado like it was my day job. I ate all of my plant-based food and the nuts and the grains and the greens and the fruits and vegetables. And I didn't have any the baby didn't have any breast buds, and my milk came out really well. The colostrum also came out really well. So that was that. I was very amazed. Also, I was afraid like that there won't be any doctor or any midwife. How do I get the birth certificate? Because on where we live, it says one of the requirements to get a birth certificate is that you have to go have a physician, licensed physician, sign that they've seen you or they've seen the baby and the baby is real and you've been to them. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this? So what did I do? I have my doctor, my primary care provider. They saw me when I was sometime for just regular checkup when I was pregnant, but that was just one time. That was it. And when I gave birth, I wanted just because it would need to be on a record so that they can sign. I went and take the baby there, and they signed and say, oh yeah, the baby's fine. Did some kind of check, newborn checkup, and I've already done my own newborn checkup. It was fine, and they did that, and they signed the document. Boom, I was fine. And it was weird for the health center to give the birth certificate. They said, oh my God, this is really, are you Amish? Are you like, because I don't know of anybody who've done this around here, who just give birth by themselves without midwife or anybody. But we're very happy that we did, even through all of the discouragement, even from family members and all the information I've seen out there saying everything bad is going to happen because there was no physician present or midwife present. It was successful, went really, really well, I guess. We did our own research, and we went back to the basics, eating food that is going to nourish our baby and nourish me. And I see the result in my body. I wasn't in pain. I wasn't in aches and pain, no inflammation, no swelling, nothing, not like that. So, and what I was reading, one of the things I read was like, if what you're eating is nurturing your body, and you can see the result on yourself, how much more will it not grow that tiny little baby? How much more will it not be enough for that tiny little baby and make that baby grow well into a very strong and healthy baby? And I'm like, yeah, that's it right there. I wish everyone could have, could just switch what they eat to like a whole plant-based food and just see the results. What do you have to lose? And just try it and see the result. If what you're eating is already giving you all of this problem that you have to counteract with medicines, why not do something drastic? Change it. Change around and see what will happen. Yeah, there's always something better that will happen if you switch to plant-based food. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. If this has encouraged you in any ways that enriched your life a little bit, or in any way give you some courage, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Familia Pablanu. We appreciate it. Well, until next time, I'll bring you more videos at some other time. Until next time, adios, o dabo, bye.